Hello and welcome back to my channel, Craft Time by Casey. I am Casey and this is the necklace that I will be making in today's video. I am so happy with how it came out. I absolutely love it. Most of the pieces in this necklace came from the April 2022 Bargain Bead Box. However, I did take a few pieces from different bead boxes from this month, and I will go over that in the video. And of course, as always, I will link down below anything that I can that I use in this video that did not come from the bead boxes. So if you would like to see how this necklace came about, then stay tuned. All right, so real quick, I'll go through the tools that I will be using today. I have 2 sets of chain nose pliers. I also have a set of round nose pliers, and I have my set of cutters. I will also be using my crimping pliers. I am going to be using 49 strand beadle-on wire in the color Bright. I always get the 100 feet because I go through it so quickly, and that is a silver color. I have an earthy tone kind of vibe in my head right now. A lot of the findings in the metal came from my own stash with the bead caps and this leaf pattern. Of course, I have jump rings, crypt tubes. This is the loop part of a toggle clasp that came from my own stash. I'm not using this particular one as a toggle. I will be using it as a connector. This toggle clasp actually came from this month's Bargain Bead Box, April 2022. And I'm pretty sure in the opening video that I did, right when I opened this, I said, this is a clasp that is going to be a visual part of the design. It is very large, and of course it's got that hammer texture in it, and it's just kind of awesome. So I have a vision in my head of a necklace with a front clasp. So let's get started. Going to add a jump ring, a crimp tube, and a wire guardian. Put it through one side of the wire guardian, wrap it around the other. Then you're going to make sure your jump ring goes into the center of the wire guardian, and then both ends of that wire go through the crimp tube. You can pull that up, smash it with your fingers, and I want to try to keep that wire apart so that it doesn't fold under that crimp tube. I'm going to take my crimping pliers and go into that second divot. Give it a good smash. You're gonna have that taco shape. Flip it on its side. Go into that first divot. And then give it a good smash. And that makes it pretty good, but I like going in with the flat part at the end and giving it that final smash, just to make it like that, as snug as it can be. All right, I'm gonna take that crimp cover, place it right over that smashed crimp tube, flip it over just like that. Take my chain nose pliers, give it a smash. I like going to the front to curl it in a little bit. All right, gives that illusion of the first bead. There we go. And that is how we begin each strand. All right, so bead cap facing up, stone, bead cap facing down, bicone, all right, there we go, that's the start of it. And then bead cap facing up, rondelle, bead cap facing down. So here's the pattern, and we are going to repeat it 3 more times. All right, so here is the first strand completed as far as the putting the beads on the wire. Now we have to finish it off. I'm going to put on a crimp tube. A jump ring, and a guardian wire. Put it through one side, wrap it around, and put it through the other. Make sure your jump ring goes in the middle, and make sure your crimp tube has both wires in it. So I'm going to hold on to that jump ring and pull this down. I'm going to have that tail go through the first couple of beads. There we go. Hold on to that and pull it. I'm going to close that guardian wire with my fingers and then hold on to that tail and pull it till it's pretty snug. All right, so now I'm going to take my crimping pliers, go into that second divot, and give it a good smash. Get that taco, turn it on its side. Go in that first divot, give it another good smash. Then I'm gonna go into with the flat part and give it the final smash. All right, now I'm gonna hang on to that jump ring. I grabbed a crimp cover. I'm gonna put it right on top of that smashed crimp tube and then flip it over just like that. Then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers, give it a good smash, and get it in the front so that it curls just a little bit. All right, there we go. I'm gonna grab my fine point cutters so I can get as close as I can. And then I get up in there with my fingernail and push that tail into the next bead. And there is my first strand. And this will be the shorter of the 2 strands. All right, on to the next one. All right, I've got the next strand started. If you need a refresher on how to get the strand started, you can go back to that first strand. So this will be a matter of putting the order of the beads in this strand. So here we go. This time, I'm going to be using these little 2mm and then this spacer bead, bead cap facing up, rondelle, bead cap facing down. All right, so now I'm going to go down to the other end and tuck that tail in. All right, so we tuck that tail in to those first few beads, and that's what it looks like. So now I'll show you the rotating pattern. Spacer, another 2mm, and then we're going to use the teardrops. Two millimeter, and this is the pattern, and we are going to repeat this pattern 3 more times. All right, and here is that second strand. And of course, I've already finished off both ends, and if you need a reminder or a refresher on how to close off one of the strands, you can definitely go back to that first one. It's the exact same process. All right, so now I'm going to get that other strand in here. So we have both of our strands, and now we're going to make the component that goes at the top. So I'm envisioning something like this, where they come together with that toggle clasp, and we've got to have the component at the top of the connector. So here is how that's going to look. All right. So I have an eye pin, and I'm going to do bead cap facing up, stone bead, bead cap facing down, spacer bead, and then we're going to use these last 2mm beads, and then the teardrop, and then the 2mm. All right, so to make this loop, I want the top loop to be facing the same direction as the bottom loop. So I'm going to have it up and down on my finger like this. Then I'm going to hold those top beads. I'm going to get my round nose pliers. I'm going to go just above that top bead and then bend it just like that. Bend it back with my fingers. And then when I take that off, got the start of a nice loop. Then I'm going to go in there with my cutters. And then back in there with my round nose pliers to close that loop. Just like that. Now we're going to connect these pieces together with the connector, which again, this is the bottom portion of a toggle clasp that I had in my own stash. So I'm going to use the jump rings that are already on the ends of the strands. And I'm going to open it And I'm going to go ahead and connect the toggle clasp, the connector, and then I will close that jump ring. Just like that. I'm going to take that other jump ring, and you want to make sure on this one that the teardrops are facing down so that they're kind of facing the correct way on the necklace. Open that jump ring, connect it to the connector, and close that jump ring. So there it goes. And then we're going to get another jump ring, connect it to the bottom of the component, and connect it to the loop portion of the connector. And close the jump ring. Here is one side of the necklace, and like I said, in my mind, it's coming together quite nicely, but in my mind, I'm going to have two of these, and this is going to be the bottom front portion of the necklace. So at this point, what we need to do is build a second one just like this. So if you need the reminder, you can certainly go back in the video, and we're going to create a second one exactly like this, and I'll meet you back. All right, so now we have two of these pieces. So it is a matter of putting everything together, connecting it all. So we're gonna start by connecting the chain to each side. And as I stated, the clasp is gonna be in the front, so it's just one solid piece of chain to go around the back. This is the chain that came in the April 2022 bead box. So it's just going to be a solid piece of chain connecting the back two pieces. So I'm going to get a jump ring and open that jump ring, connect it to the last link in the chain, just like that. And then I'm going to connect it to the link, the loop at the bottom of this connector. All right, I want to zoom you guys in and close that jump ring. So now, I'll make sure everything is falling the right way. All right. Then we're going to connect it to the loop at the bottom. And to the other link in the chain. Just like that. And then close that jump ring. All right, so now the back of the chain is connected. So now we're going to connect the fronts of these to our toggle clasp. So both of them hanging the correct way. Open one of the jump rings and then connect it to the inner side of this toggle clasp. And then close that jump ring. All right, so now we're going to connect the second jump ring. To the other side of this toggle clasp. And close that jump ring. So now it is resting the way that it should. So let's connect the other side. All right, so we're gonna open that jump ring that is on it, and this will be connecting, since this is the outer strand, this will be connecting to the outer link, the outer loop. So then we close this jump ring. Of course, this is going to be hanging on the outside. And we will get this other jump ring open that one, and this will be of course we need to connect this one back. The second hole in this toggle clasp. And then we're going to go in there and close that jump ring. All right, so now the necklace is completed, and the toggle clasp in front is the clasp. Let's see. All right, so we have the finished piece. So I will go set it up on my display so that we can see it a little bit better. All right, here it is. And oh, I am super excited with how this came out. I absolutely love that toggle clasp as part of the design. And like I said, just how big it is and the hammered texture, it just kind of sets itself up to be the focal piece of, you know, any design. And I think this came out beautifully. I love this piece. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to see other videos like this, then hit that subscribe button down below. Give me a like and leave a comment. What do you think about this necklace? I love it. I absolutely love reading your comments. You guys are so kind. And it's truly one of the highlights of my day, reading what you guys have to say. So thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.